Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. It's me, Chris, chasing midnight. So I've been asked by people on Instagram how I edit nighttime photos. So this time I'm gonna show you guys how I edit nighttime photos. We're gonna be using Sabas's LS430 again. We shot this last night at 7-Eleven in town. Classic photo style, just mobbing around with his LS430 VIP style. Just stop by at 7-Eleven, fill up some gas, and cruise around the night. But yeah, so let's get on it. First of all, of course, you always want to reframe the photo to however you like it. And this time, I'm going to make sure this is pretty centered already. So I'm going to use the 4x5 format, and everything is already centered and pretty perfect. So next, we are going to probably not. I'm not gonna mess with the exposure right now. I'm gonna bump up the contrast by 50 actually. So highlights. There's too much highlights. I could just turn it down a little bit. 35. Shadows. We have a lot of blacks right now. If you actually see these blue spots, they actually represent the black clippings, so they're just too dark. So we're gonna bump it up a little bit, or maybe like a lot. Okay, like 75 is good, even though you're still showing some of the clippings, but most of it is gone already. And let's see, whites. I'm gonna bump it up just maybe around there. And actually, hang on. I'm gonna turn it down by -12. Um, so yeah, I don't really have like set of style, I guess, to edit night photos. Uh, I'm still just gonna like messing around with all these sliders, and accordingly, and based on the photos that I edit, uh, see if I like it or not. If I don't like it, I mean, I can just like always edit it again. But normally on each photo sets, I adjust, like I edit the photos differently. But one thing I always do, especially on nighttime photos, I normally tend to kind of like make the temperature colder, of course, because it's night. So you want to represent the coldness of the night. So it's gonna be like a little bit bluish tint. If not, you can make it into pure white. So right now we have achieved kind of like a bluish tint, like all around the photo. Um, and that for now. We can actually like adjust the color, the HSL sliders later on, and show you how I actually edit them. So I'm gonna put the dehaze maybe like 20. Yeah, 20 is good. Okay, I know like when I'm shooting it in the day, I would normally take the saturation or desaturate the photo like a lot. But now this time, I'm gonna leave the saturation by 0, and I'm gonna put a little bit of vibrance, and we're gonna mess with this later on. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the Hsl slider. So we're gonna actually mess around with the color individually. What I would tend to do normally, I would just desaturate a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, and let's see, the yellow actually. Oh, yep, yellow, you see it like the yellow, it's like right here represents the fog lights and then the reflections over here. So yeah, it really depends, but in the same time, if I desaturate the yellow, I'm gonna desaturate like a little bit of the brake caliper. So that's what I want to keep right now. Let's desaturate it like by -45, not completely. Normally I would just desaturate it completely. I don't really need yellow for nighttime photo. And the green, I think we can just desaturate it by -85, 86. Good. Yeah, I don't really mess around with the hue a lot. All right, let's move on to aqua. Um, yeah, this actually like affects the whole photo. So, normally I would just like saturate it like almost completely, almost 100%. Just because the aqua sometimes it gives you like greenish tint on it. I don't like it. I want it to like look like blue, not green. So that's the reason I desaturate it like a lot. And now moving on to blue. See, like if you desaturate the blue like a lot, it's gonna start to look black and white. And because I want it to look like just a little bit colder on the colder side, I would desaturate it just a little, just like that. Okay, and then maybe purple. Uh, purple is really depends. I mean, normally it doesn't like really play a lot of you know, play a lot of role in nighttime photo. Depends on like where you shoot actually, but I see some of the purplish uh tint on the reflection right there, so I would just leave it right there. Magenta as well. I don't think it has any effect on it. All right, now we are going to go to split toning. All right, so this is where I normally put 225 on both highlights and shadows, and then put a little bit of saturation, maybe around 10 to start it off on both highlights and shadows, and see if I like it or not. And from there, I would adjust accordingly to my style or to what I vision this photo would look like. Uh, yeah, maybe like around there. That should be good. And again, sharpening. Okay, so sharpening at nighttime photos. I have kind of like torn in between, like not sharpening it at all, or medium sharpening, which is like around 20, or just leave it at 40. So this time, I'm just gonna leave it at 40, but masking, we'll just leave it around 90. 90 should be good. And luminance, or noise reduction. Again, I would normally just put the color all the way to 100. Luminance, maybe like, I mean, I don't really have a lot of noise, even though like I shot this handheld. Thanks to Sony. Yeah, I know, right? Wait, hang on. I see like noise right here on the bottom side of the car. So I would go around maybe like 30. See if it actually fixes most of it. Yep, it did. Okay. Now it looks pretty good. Now we just turn it down actually to 20. I don't want to make it like look too artificial. All right, now we're gonna play with the curve. Normally I would just like put the fade a little bit, like around 20, and drag down the black point again, or the shadows back to the center, maybe like down there a little bit, and midpoint like around here, and highlights, mm, like that. Right there is good. There you go. Yeah, like there's like a lot of contrast on the photo. That's what I normally edit nighttime photos. I want a lot of contrast on my nighttime photos. All right, so now since it's a little bit too dark on the car, I'm going to use my radial filter and highlight the car, the subject around it, and brighten it up a little bit. And of course, bump up the shadows too. Make it a little bit brighter, maybe around there. Add a little bit more of sharpness, maybe 15. And contrast, probably 10. All right, let's see what we have right now. Okay, so we went from there, from this to this. Okay, so yep, that's how I edit the nighttime photos. Normally I would just go around, mess around with all these sliders and see how I like it. Again, I don't really have a set of style when it comes to nighttime. Where I actually like to like all my photos. Um, but one thing for sure is just I want on the day I want it moody, so I add a lot of fade and a lot of like I turn down the highlights just like a lot in the day, but at night I want it to be yeah I want it to be moody, but at the same time I want to I want the photos to look so like more contrast, like not flat, because most of the night photos if you edit them they just look flat, so I don't want that. Anyway, so we are going to go to copy the settings, and I might make a preset out of this so you guys can use them. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. Let's edit the second photo. Yeah, let's edit this one. Okay. And again, of course, we're gonna have to reframe the photo, making sure it's all centered or however you want to put the photo, frame the photo. Kind of, I'm gonna raise it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we are to settings and paste the settings from the previous photo and adjust it accordingly from here. Okay, I still like a little bit of purple right here. Okay, so now on this photo, I don't really like the purple. So I'm just gonna desaturate it completely. And of course, it's not really centered. Thought so. Okay, so now we are going to use the radial filter again. I kind of like brighten the car on the back side, add a little bit of sharpness, and yep, I think that's it. And maybe this time I'm gonna use a little bit of vignetting. There we go, just subtle vignetting, nothing too special. And the midpoint I'm gonna set it around 35 probably. There we go. All right, so that was the second photo. And let's see, I know I edited some of these just kind of like see like how I like the photo look like. Oh, also that one. Okay, so now let's see, I'm gonna edit this photo again. Well, okay, so I think I'm gonna use this one. Let's see. Hey, I'm gonna use this one, I think. Yeah, that one. Alright. Now we're getting into the main part. 7-Eleven shots. All right. So Since this photo is going to the Instagram, I don't think it will look good if I put it on 16 by 9 format. So I'm gonna stick to my 4 by 5 format. There we go. And I'm gonna paste the settings that we had and see if it looks good. See, like it looks flat now. So we're gonna have to adjust this photo completely. Okay, so probably add more highlights. Looks good. Okay, it's too dark still. So what I'm gonna do is add exposure and see. That looks pretty good. What about the shadows? Ooh, shadows just too much. Okay, maybe not the shadows. Maybe the blacks. Here we go. The whites. The whites maybe like around there. That's good. Ooh, what if I add more contrast? Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so just leave it like that. All right, so now let's see. See, like this is what I normally do. I would normally just like spend a lot of time right here on the Hsl sliders, just to see like what kind of photo that would, what kind of color that I can just add or take off. So it just goes by feelings, I guess. And I mean, so far so good, right? And we just need to brighten up the part a little bit, even though I had uh the light poles on each side, on this side and that side, so still the car is black. So what happened? I don't know what happened. uh but yeah, car's still black. It's too dark. So what I am going to do, yeah, it looks good so far. Okay, so I'm gonna add the radial filter again. I like the car, and add exposure, maybe bump up the shadows as well. Ooh, too much. Okay, too much. There probably about 5. We can add some more contrast on this thing. There we go. And then add more sharpness. Okay, so this is before, this is after. Looks pretty good so far, huh? So far, so good. Okay. So, yes, I mean, I know there's like too much brightness on these ambient lights around the car. So it's just, kind of like what you want the photo looks like. Really depends on your editing style. So this is how I edit the photo, the nighttime photo. But anyways, I don't want to make this video long. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you guys have any questions, or you guys have any other anything you guys want to know about editing, or how I edit nighttime photos, let me know on the comment or shoot me a message on Instagram at exoluna_. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.